Hi, hi. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yay. Thank you for joining. You're the first person to join. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My guest is here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Port Mayor. Thank you for joining. Let me bring you in, sis. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited for today's conversation. Thank you for joining me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Yay. Hi, hi. Good
Hi,
evening.
good
Good to see
evening.
you.
I said let me
Glad
twin
to
with
have
you.
you here.
Hi. I said let me twin with you and wear glasses today.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for joining everyone. Thank you so much. Yes,
Yeah, right.
let's dive into our conversations for today. But how are you
Okay.
doing, Mom? How you
I'm
doing?
good, thank you.
You look
Very well.
you look great as always.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good too. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining me today. Thank you for the honor of being here. I sincerely honor your presence here. Thank you so much.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so yeah, thank you everyone for joining. So this is Parenting O'Clock. It's a forum of Conscious Parenting Academy where we talk about parenting, everything about parenting, to be of great support to us on our journey. Because parenting is hard. It's hard
Ah,
work.
it is hard. Honestly,
it's
I just left my friend's place and that's what we were
it's
talking about, that it's so hard in
it
this time.
is.
And
You know,
like, how did we get here?
trying to raise another human, it's not funny. So I will
Hmm.
understand. So when God is relating with us as human, it's he's just a lot of patience.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of
Absolutely.
patience. So yes, but thank God for grace and thank God for seeing us worthy to raise another human, because it's a lot of work. It's not a walk in the park at all.
No, it's not. It's not.
At all. Yes, so thank you for joining me. Okay, so I'm Olabisi Ajayi of Conscious Parenting Academy. And like I said, this platform is here to be of great help to us on our journey. Yes, and support us as well. So today we have, and when I picked this topic for this, when I was planning for the year,
Mm.
I totally forgot it is Women International Women's Day. So when I
Yes.
saw when I saw that I was in line, I was happy and I was saying thank you. Yeah, that
I
was
mean,
funny, but I was
our,
happy that
our
yes, I
steps are ordered, aren't they?
yes. So I was happy and I just said, oh, thank you, Jesus. Like I never knew. So I'm so
Mm.
happy and I know God has something for us today. So our topic for today is women, mothers in parenthood. So I chose this topic because there's a lot to unpack about women, but we are focusing on women in parenthood today.
Okay.
So as women, do we have to be everywhere? Do we have to do everything? Because
Mm.
it could be fun in parenthood. So do we have to do everything? Or how do we balance our work life and
Yeah.
career with the home runs and everything? So how do we put the balance in check? And that is why I have my amazing coach. She's the lead coach of Women's Growth Academy, Brenda.
Yes.
She's amazing. She's one of the women I run to when I have issues with things. So because you need help, yeah. So it's good to ask for help. So she's one of the women I run to, and she's always willing to share from experience and just be of help. So I'm so eager and honored to have you here. So I'm going to give you some minutes to share with us. You introduce yourself briefly and
Okay.
just talk to us everything you want to tell us about women. I know you're so good with women. So women in parenthood.
Oh,
So you can have, yes, you can go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Olabisi, for having me.
Yes, you're
And I know
welcome.
I've joined this your lives a number of times, and you're really doing a very good job.
Thank
With
you.
getting people conscious about parenting, because you know how over time people used to be like, okay, so you just get married, you just start having children, and that's it,
That's not
right?
it.
And people don't think there's no conscious thought put into it. You're just like, okay, so because I got married, next thing is to have babies, and so we
Yeah.
keep going, right?
Yeah.
But now with your awareness, you're letting people realize that this is a conscious act. You need to go into it properly, and as you're in there, you must be consciously doing it. It's not just let shall be doing. You know how people always say there's no manual. Let shall be
Ha.
playing it by ear.
You
But
face this big time.
so I really love what you're doing. I just wanted to put that out there
Thank
and say, well done, keep going.
you.
You encourage a lot of us as we listen to you every time.
Thank you.
Okay,
So
so who am I? My name is Brenda Unwawuru. I like to be called Brenda Unu because it's short, it's sweet, and just
much.
comfortable.
Yes.
Yes, I am an architect by profession. That's my day job. I still do that. I still practice. I'm working in real estate and construction right now, but I'm still using my architecture skills. I'm also a writer. I'm a writer. I'm an author of about 8 published books and so many others that are unpublished. Um,
Okay.
you know, but I also teach people how to write. I have a thriving writing business where I'm coaching both adults and children. If you want to write your own book, if you want to do it yourself, if all kinds of things. I have a whole business around that. Then I also coach women. And I'm the convener of the Women's Growth Academy. And in this community, we are basically a community of women who love God and who just are bringing themselves out to learn, to do better, and to just be everything that God has called us to be. So that is what I do in a nutshell. And I'm super excited to be here. I'm also a mother of 4 children, 4 whole children. Oh,
That's serious work.
4 children. 2 of them are teenagers. One is a
Yes.
preteen, and the other one is my 7-year-old baby. Like
Mm-hmm.
today, I was with my friends and we're trying to take a picture, and he just kept on coming on my leg. I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, you are not a baby. Can you please shift?"
Oh, children.
So yeah, I do have 4 children as well. So yeah, that qualifies me to be a parent, to be called a parent.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we're always learning, always constantly learning, and just you know
Mm-hmm.
improving our knowledge in this big, wide world of parenting. Because every day a new thing is coming up, and we cannot even
Moving.
run on what we have always known. We can't run on what our parents did. We have to always constantly re-equip ourselves with new knowledge, so that we keep it going.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you for the great introduction. Yes, you're doing a lot of amazing work as well. I
Thank you.
see you always in the group. Yes, I'm one of the women in your group. Like you're always there with spiritual content, encouraging women,
Mm,
helping us to see who we truly are through God's lens. So it's really a great thing.
thank you.
So I'm so happy, and I've been blessed on that platform as well. So thank you, and more grace, more grace.
Thank
So women in parenthood, what do you
you.
have to tell us about that? So who are we? What's our role? What's our uniqueness on this journey called parenting?
Okay. I mean, I found the topic quite intriguing. I was like, women in parenthood. Why don't you just say mothers or motherhood?
Mothers.
But I just figured that, okay, it's nice. It's a nice twist to it, and I like it because now there's a lot of inclusivity about parenting involving both the man and the woman. Because right from time when we were younger, most people thought, okay, parenting is for the mothers,
Mothers. Mm-hmm.
right? And the fathers just go and bring bacon. But with the economy turning to what it was, women were also getting up from home and going to get the bacon.
Whoa.
So it now had to be, we're sharing the bills, so we have to share this parents. Don't let the children just come to
Not
something else.
just me.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and there was just much conversation around men doing more, being more present. Because, and I think part of it came from when they used to judge mothers and say, oh, mothers will just grab the children to themselves, and when they are
Yeah.
older, it's only the mothers they want to see. They fly
Focusing
their
on.
mothers abroad, they send the money to their mothers, and nobody remembers their father. So and all those conversations has been happening, and I used to say to men, I'm like, truly, 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 the way you make your bed is how you will lie on it.
True.
If you had relationships with your children, they would look for you. My parents-in-law, my father and mother, the children, they are 6 children, that they are a duo, they're a couple, they are a, how do I put it? They are a double deal. If you want mommy to come, she's gonna come with her husband.
They are together.
You've got to buy two
Oh, that's
tickets or
great.
just leave them alone. And I found it very, very interesting. And I started to ask them questions. I also realized that even when we first got married, my husband and I, my father-in-law was working in Warri at the time. If anytime my mother-in-law spent the night in our house, they would pray together over the phone
Whoa.
every night
That's
before they slept.
great.
When they are together, they would eat together from the same place. I realized that they have a close relationship, and I could understand why when she has to go somewhere, she's like, "You have to go, with my husband," right? And it made me think, and I said, okay, in that case, I have to make sure that I develop a close relationship with my husband, because I don't want problems. When these children, all these many children decide and have gone away, you're left with yourself. You find out that you cannot talk to each other. So I say all this to say that men have woken up to the fact that they need to contribute to conversations in
Parent.
parenting. They need to contribute to be active in parenting. So I think I understand why you had to take that topic that way and say women in parenting. Because this parenting life for all of
It's for
us.
all of us.
We
It's not just
even see ourselves in the parenting academies. We see the men are there, they're active. I mean, everybody has woken
it's
up to the
involved.
fact that it takes two to
Yes.
raise these children properly. So yeah, so back to the women. So what is a woman's role in parenting? To be honest, I'll start with the biological role, and this is the
Okay.
one that we cannot even drag. Everybody
Yes.
everybody
So
understand that the woman is the incubator. We are the one carrying the pregnancy. We are the one that are going
9 months.
to, yes, we carry the breast for 9 months. We'll be the one that will breastfeed the child for at least a year or more. At least that part is not under contention. Even in today's world, where people will say, where somebody is a man today and a woman tomorrow, nobody has been able to drag
That
that particular
with
rule, because
us, sure.
it's biology, right? They've not been able to find a way around it. So we pray that they don't find a way around it, so we can retain our biological roles as mothers. So a
Yes.
woman is first a mother. What is a mother? My children's one of my children's textbook defined a mother as a female parent who takes care of a child. And I really found that very interesting. My phone, in those days, I didn't used to cook. I was always very busy at work. And the nanny was one cooking. And my son said, a female parent takes care of the children and cooks. My son said, my mother does not
You've
cook.
not been doing it.
Mommy, this definition is not correct. I had to say, yeah, pursue my life. So I had to I said, okay, don't worry. From that on, mommy cooks on Sundays, unfailingly. I'm going to take care of everybody. I'm going to be the one. So I had to show my son that mother cooks. But apart from cooking, apart from things like that people think that are traditionally our rules, I would say that the woman, the mother, apart from delivering the baby, after delivering and having a baby, you brought the baby to life, you have fed the baby, you have breastfed the baby. There are other roles that a woman has, and some of them are, I always say that the woman is the heart of the home, right? She's the heart of the home. So anyhow that you bring the tone of the home, you set the tone of the home, you set
Sure.
the yes,
Sure.
you set the tone. If a woman is angry, the whole house will be angry. If a
It
woman is
is.
sweet, loving, everybody will be happy and sweet and
Yes.
loving. Even if the father is a tyrant, even their father is a tyrant, they will just go and lock themselves in the room and children will be laughing with their mother. It will be fine, right? But if the mother is the one that is a tyrant, then there's a problem, because the
There
man
is.
sets the tone of it. So,
Right.
so, so part of the things that the woman does is to pass on her values to the children. And here's where parents need to work together as a team, because we are coming from different backgrounds. I remember when I got married to my husband initially. Oh my God, it was such a war. I felt like, who even does that? And then maybe he would have been looking at me and thinking, who even does that? Because we were so worlds apart. It was unbelievable. We had to sit down and say, okay,
We need
I
to.
hear you. What is important to you, bring it. What's important to me, let's bring it. Let's sit down and form our own culture. Because my husband would say things like, okay, let me give you a very simple example. Christmas morning, I would want to make a fine English breakfast. All the work, sausages, bacons, this, that, all the fancy stuff. I'm ready, like, let me spoil my family. Pancakes, as in, the full works. And my husband would say,
What is
Christmas
this?
morning in my family,
No,
Christmas
something
morning
else.
is
Wallow.
kodo. Kodo, pepper soup,
Okay.
yam and pepper soup.
Mm.
He said that's our Christmas breakfast. What is this? What's this thing you're doing? I used to be like, hey, are you
That's all
joking?
I've done.
So it was what? So what I used to do was I would make all. I would make the English thing, and I would make the pepper soup yam. I said, okay, everybody just take what they want. Let's just have the options. And the man would say, that's that. No, I don't want to see all this food. It is gonna be and I thought, Uncle, I'm trying to compromise here. What's really the problem? Well, I found out that after a while, I found out that okay, so these children of mine are Urobo. That's their tribe because that's their father's tribe. And because they are with me most of the time, they may not turn out to be Urobo unless we are conscious about
Doing that.
culturing them.
Yes.
So I started to say, okay, so if this is one of the cultures that comes from your side and it doesn't hurt anyway, the children love pepper soup, right? So I just found out that I was the one that was just being fussy about, this is how I know it. It has to be this English breakfast, all this fancy stuff. What do you mean? But I was stressing myself out, making all of those options, and the children would just dive for the pepper soup. Like they would dive it, like literally so excitedly and eat it. And we always used to maybe we'll kill a goat or so. So the pepper soup is fresh with fresh offals and they will dive it in. So I now realized that there's no need to fight.
Just accept.
Everybody, that became our Christmas breakfast. Just make the pepper soup and let everybody be happy, and it became our own culture, right? It became our own, our own value in our home, our own norm. And so a woman is necessary for passing the norms on to the children. Imagine if we had been having that conversation about food and I had said, no, I insist that the children must have this and that and that. My husband will probably not be, he's not the one that's going to cook the food. He's not going to get up and go into the kitchen to make sure we have the pepper soup. He'll probably just, be upset and at the end of the day, decide to either vex or leave it or whatever the case. But he will not be able to actually implement that culture that he wanted to do because he's not the one cooking the food.
Yes.
So this is where a woman comes in, a female parent, which is why I always encourage parents to be on the same page so you don't confuse your children. Once you agree together, sit down together and say, okay, I like this part from my growing up, I like this part from your growing up, which one is better? Or what is even obtainable today? Forget what we both did, Forget what we both grew up with. What is obtainable today based on the new peculiarities that we have? Of course, because of course there was no internet when we were growing up. TV started at 4:00. So the things that my parents did cannot work for us now.
For us now, sure.
Children have TV 24/7.
They have it.
So you can't expect that the fact that TV is not on will allow your children to go and play outside because they don't have anything else to do. Now they have 1,000 things to do in front of the TV. They have 1,000 channels they can surf through. They have options of Netflix, YouTube, DSTV, all kinds of things. So you have to be conscious and intentional about what you want them to do. So you have to sit down and have a conversation. Okay, this is what we want to do in our family, and the woman and the husband would implement. But like I said about the woman passing values, because sometimes in most houses the woman is more present.
Right? You're
She's
right.
More present. Some houses,
yes,
the man could be more present, but whoever is the more present parent should be responsible for driving those values. And because children learn by copying, right? They learn by copying. So you teach them by modeling. Yes, you teach them by modeling. You have to do it. If you don't do it, then you're joking. I recall when I told my children that from now on there'll be no TV during the week.
Are you doing it? Mommy,
then I'll turn off the TV upstairs and say, go and study, and I'll come down and go and watch TV. You just come and leave them behind you, peeping the TV. So to make it work, I had to sacrifice my TV at that time and say, okay, so no TV at this time, no TV at this time. When they're studying, I'm carrying a book, I'm doing my work on my computer, we are all working.
Easy.
And when it's time for bed, they go to bed, I put them to bed, and I can come down and watch TV with my husband at that time as adult time. So you have to be ready. If you say this is what you want to do, you have to be ready to do it, right? And so that's one
Amen.
of the roles of the mother, to
Mm,
actually implement those things that they have jointly agreed, that are going to be the values in their home, the norms in their home, to implement them. And women have instincts. Women are also very instinctive. Women are quite spiritual, and so for most times, so they can tell, they can see the children, engage, know their friends, help them and guide them in things like that. There's also the conversation about puberty. When the child is getting to puberty, if it's a girl child, it's the mother that has that conversation, right? For the male child, I'll just send him to your father, please. I cannot help. The
okay,
one they
sir.
talk in biology is okay. Go and add your father's own. Don't stress me.
Mm,
You know. I do realize that there are some families where it's a one-parent home, either because of death, or because of divorce, or whatever the case may be. I always tell them, well, you cannot, don't don't feel bad, don't hold yourself, like, don't beat yourself up. Just simply know that, okay, you're in this, God is in this with you. When you need something from the opposite sex that you do not have, find a mentor, find a role model, find
welcome.
a trusted adult that can stand in the gap and help the child through whatever they need the other parent to do.
Mm.
And so, yeah.
Thank you so much for that. When you mentioned that a woman sets the tone in a home, that's just the basic truth.
Mm,
You know, just yesterday I was just occupied with some things, and I saw the way I was relating with the children.
mm.
That in turn affected my husband's response to them, and that was when I got to know that it's better to just cooperate.
Arrange
So
yourself.
when the man is reacting, you have to just better cooperate and just make him feel better and happy.
Yes,
So really,
yeah.
women, we have a lot to do. We set the tone in the home. When you're happy, everyone will be happy. Even when, no wonder the Bible says, you made mention about you keep doing what you're doing, even when you maybe get married to someone that is unbeliever and
Mm,
unbeliever. Whatever you do,
mm.
later on change the person. It
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
So rather than focusing on you're not doing anything, the man is not doing it. I remember when I first started my being conscious, intentional on this journey of parenting.
Yeah.
Just wanted my husband to just you
Just
just need
jump
to
in.
understand. You
I
just need to
know.
understand what we need to do on this parenting journey. We can't just keep doing it the way we were raised, and obviously we're
Yeah.
not modeled the right way to parent, because
Yes.
what we are doing now, the century we are in now, is quite different from how we were raised. So we need to just get it right. Like, you just need to
Yeah.
do it. I
Yeah.
realized that I was causing a rift. It was
Yes.
causing a lot
You-
of arguments and
Absolutely.
all.
Absolutely.
So I just dare to face it. Let me keep doing it. And with that, he will learn. And to tell you for free is even the one at times putting me into correction that you,
Yeah.
you know you just said it. So instead
Absolutely.
of us just trying to force things and or just keep doing it as the mother. And
Keep
that is why I love what you
keep doing
said.
it.
We
Keep doing
set
it.
the tone. When you are
Absolutely.
happy, check it. Yes. When you are happy in the home,
Mm-hmm.
you will definitely see your children being happy. The environment is just in a right tone.
Yeah.
The husband too is just in the right tone. So that is one of the advantage we have as women. I know when I was also looking through this conversation, I had to check some acronym. I just came up with some acronym for women,
Okay.
and I said, okay, women, like the W, wisdom,
Mm.
the
Okay.
O, uh, optimism, the
Mm.
M, motivation,
Mm.
the E, we have the empathy, and we have
Mm.
N, the nurturing. And that is
Mm.
what you said, that's what makes up a woman.
I love it.
That's what makes up women out there. God,
Mm.
God, when God created Eve initially, he said it was going to be a helpmate, a helper. And for you to
Yes.
be ready to help, for you to be created as a helper, a helpmate, it's
Mm.
simply saying you need wisdom.
Absolutely.
See, I know when I started my journey, I was making a mess. I always say it, and I'm glad to say, because I know it's not the same anymore. It's just
Yes.
like you trying to raise a dog, you're trying to nurture or just raise a dog or cat as a pet.
Yeah.
How do you want to raise the dog and a pet or the cat as a pet when you don't have when you don't have the knowledge of how to relate with a dog or how to
Yeah.
relate with cats or how to communicate with them. That's the same thing with children. Children, you know, when we give birth to them, we receive them with joy. Everywhere is, even when you're doing all night to feed them, you're happy.
Yes.
But as they grow, you see them throwing tantrums and you get hungry because why will you do?
You
You
that
say,
I carried in my room for 9 months. I want to send you on errand. You say you are not going. Are you joking? My friend, we stand.
yeah, so you see it as a big deal. Why will you be doing that? Why are you crying? Is this just what you're crying for? Why is this making you to cry? Not because the child has changed, I will always say it, but it's because we are not prepared for the journey. So for us to really raise these children, like wholesomely, raise them well, you need to understand that children will throw tantrums, they will cry. They will cry for things that doesn't make sense to you as parents. So one of the things we need as women, and I'm drawing it from what you said as well, that we set the tone. So for us to really help these children, you know, we are considering women in parenthood. So for us to really help these ones, we need wisdom. And wisdom is the right
It's the
application of the knowledge.
principal thing.
Yes. So you need it. We need it as women. We need to sort for knowledge. And sorting for knowledge doesn't mean you're weak. It shows that you're wise. It shows that you need help. You want to raise awesome children. And parenting is no longer just trying to raise children. It goes beyond that. It's you trying to shape the next generation, the future generation. So this is a call out to us as I mean, I'll be catching replay as well. And I'll be posting it everywhere on my platform because we need to hear this as women. We set the tone in the home and we need wisdom to set the right tone.
Absolutely.
If we are not careful, we make a mess of the journey and I've seen that even the children, we blame them for what we have taught them or what we have modeled to them. So you know you is what you've modeled to them. You see yourself asking them, why will you be doing this? Why will you be eating your brother? But you keep eating them. So you complain, you criticize them for what you have modeled to them consciously or unconsciously, or you even what you haven't taught them, you're asking them for what you haven't taught them. So there is a need for us to seek knowledge as women, as parents, in order to raise this future generation. And talking of the optimism, we need a positive outlook to things. You know, at times, you know, when I was trying to when we're having this yelling for good last year, I talked about mindset. You know, when you're trying to get your child's attention, you're calling your child, maybe the child is busy playing, and you're trying to get your attention, you're calling your child maybe from the kitchen, and you're calling. It's as if the child is not listening, the child is not answering.
Yeah.
So when you have the mindset that this child is possibly engrossed with what he or she is doing, there's a way it changes your response.
Yeah.
But when you have it that this child is
Ignoring
just trying to frustrate you,
me. Are you okay? How dare you? You now
you're
come
just
and
ignoring me, you're doing it on purpose. There is a way we are going to relate. There's a way we are going to react as well. That is your mindset. And that is what I'm here to call us out as parents. Have a positive mindset. These children are not there to frustrate you. And whatever we keep complaining about, it grows. So they are not there to frustrate you. They're just learning from things, from how you do things daily. So have a positive mindset to your parenting journey, to all that concerns you, even as a woman. Then the end, motivation. Please let the love you have for your children, let it motivate you to seek knowledge, to keep giving your best to this journey. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Just yesterday, everywhere was messed up. Okay, it's time to clean up. I came back, I met it, I have cleaned. I know I'm raising men, I'm raising boys anyway, so. And you told me you're done cleaning. This is not cleaning. Yesterday I was tired. So then I just knelt on the floor. Oh my God. And she was like, we are sorry, mommy.
That drama thing works for boys all the time.
Really?
Like girls that ignored me.
I was almost
But
crying, like
boys,
my father.
once I do drama, like, hey, you have, oh, I can't believe you did that. Oh, I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry, mommy. They're so quick to be sorry.
Really?
Just look
So
at you like,
rather than just reacting, and because it doesn't do a thing, that I've tried it before. I started with, I don't yell, but it's just with this small hand, I give you one.
yeah.
But it doesn't do a thing. It only helps you raise a child that will be fearful, or helps you raise a child
As a bully.
that is a bully, that is aggressive as well. So I realized that it doesn't help. So that's M. We started with M, the W. That is wisdom. We need wisdom on this journey. Thank you for joining. Then we started with the second one, the O, is optimism. Having a bright perspective, the positive outlook to things, to how your children relate and react to every of their what they do around you as parents.
Yeah.
Then we have the M, motivation, having being motivated with the love you have for your children. Then the E, the empathy. You know, if anything we don't have on this journey as parents, please, we all have empathy. That's seeing, yes, that's seeing things from your child's perspective. Your child will cry for what doesn't make sense to you. Your child will throw tantrums for what you think shouldn't be a big deal. So
Yeah.
that is why we are mothers, and that is why we are parents as well. We need to see things from our children's perspective. Like we learned that it takes 25 years for a brain to develop. We
Yeah.
need to understand that these children will behave as a child. They will behave as children. It is our
A child
responsibility
is a
to remain
child.
an adult.
Yeah.
So childhood is for being a child. So
Mm.
parenthood is for being a parent. So let's see this from their perspective. That will help us as well. Then we have the N, nurturing. Women are born nurturers, yes. So while we are nurturing the children, nurturing our husband, nurturing everywhere, our families, let's not forget to nurture ourselves.
Mm.
Rests. Whatever makes you feel relaxed, please do
Recharge.
it.
Mm. So
To
important.
recharge yourself, because your children need you healthy. They need
Mm-hmm.
you awesome. They oftentimes when we react or yell or eat them, it's because we are tense or
Yes.
we are not fully relaxed or we are hungry. I know myself. It is when I'm hungry.
From agitation. Yeah. So,
At times when I'm just not reacting, when my husband will ask me, "Have you eaten?"
have you eaten? This is hunger behavior. Go and eat first.
So it's good to just know yourself, self-awareness, know what triggers you, know what gets you hungry.
Yeah.
And like I always say, the goal is to become an advantage to our children. I did
Mm.
start this way. Things, of course, we are coming from a lot, like Coach will say. So
A
please,
lot, a lot.
a lot. So please, a lot will get us angry. And that's why I said parenting is not a walk in the park.
Mm.
And I love, and I'm going to emphasize on that point, that women will set the tones in the home. So please, for us to set that tone, we need wisdom, we need motivation, we need to be optimistic, we need to see to nurture ourselves, we need to practice empathy. When we do all this, even when you claim that your husband is not doing anything, is not supporting you, is not seeing things from your child's perspective, is just always reacting. When you keep doing your part as parent,
Yeah.
as a mother, your husband will follow
He'll
suit.
pick it.
So please, mothers,
He'll pick.
mothers, women, please, let's do our part. Let's
That's
let's do our part. Yes, let's give our best to this journey. Remember, we're not just raising children, we are raising and nurturing and shaping the next
nations.
generation. Yes. So
We're raising
thank
nations.
you. Yes, we are raising nations. We are raising nations. And in this competitive, the world is like interconnected now. Like
Yes.
you don't even need to travel down to a place to see what is going on in another country. Everywhere is, we are connected. We can see things. So if you're not intentional, like deliberate on this journey, you see yourself making a big mess of the journey. So women, we have a lot to do. See the husband that you're complaining that is not cooperating, he will cooperate when you know what to do. So rather than just complaining, let's seek for wisdom, let's seek for help. It's okay to seek for help. And I wrote a book just recently about raising confident kids. One of the things that shows your confidence is when you ask for help. Like, I need help on this journey. I need to seek knowledge for this particular aspect of my life. It shows that you're confident and you want to give your best to the journey. So please, let's seek knowledge. Let's just be of great advantage to these children. So the last question I want to ask before we end this, thank you for your time. I could see you're tired.
I've had a day
A
and a half.
long day, a long day. Thank you so much for being here. So how do we balance parenthood with our work life, our career? Or does that mean we just have to I don't, yes, I have a career now. I
Yeah.
really don't go out to work. I work online.
Work
So
from
how do we
home.
balance this parenthood and our work life, our career life? Thank you.
Okay, I get that question a lot, and I always tell people to be true to themselves. Okay, first of all, be true to yourself. Recognize your season. We're all in different seasons. I remember when my children were still much younger, I would see women like Ibukwa Chika doing stuff, and I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Do
do
this.
that.
Mm-hmm.
This is just what I want to do, Lord. And I didn't recognize that her children were out of school. Like
Mm-hmm.
she did not have babies anymore. I had babies. I had demand on my time, and I started feeling less of myself. Like I would see women on social media. Some of them are even single or married, no children with them. And I'll be comparing my results with theirs and thinking, why am I not
You're
doing
not
all of
doing
this?
much. Yeah.
And I did not extend grace to myself, knowing that I had 4 children. Like I had little children at hand, I had a baby at hand, and all kinds of things were going on with me. So the first thing is to recognize your season, right?
Mm.
Know where you are at time and know what your limitations are. And secondly, is to know what you want to do. What are your goals? So I told myself, this is what I want to be. I saw my role models and I was like, this is where I'm going. It's great to have a vision. It's great to have where you're going, because if you don't have where you're going, you wake up 50 years from now and find you're still in one spot.
Same
So even though you recognize your season right now that you cannot do all the things you want to do, it's good to know where you're going. So there'll be things you can do
now.
today that can lead you to where you're going. So let us say you are so busy, you have little children. I mean, imagine a woman that has twins that
Mm-hmm.
are still under 6 months. She can't go anywhere.
Anywhere.
Let's consider, where are you going to? You will stay there and hold your children. You know, twins will first take out 1 year of your life first before you think of anything. So understand this and give yourself peace.
Season.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's okay to either take a break from work, or if you have real support, and I mean real support, maybe you have a grandmother living with you, and you have 2 nannies, you have drivers,
You have a lot
and
of helping hands.
you have real support, you can go back to work. So you don't want to go back to work without support. Maybe you have one little girl as a nanny, a 10-year-old, 12-year-old that's never had before.
With the
That's
help.
who you're leaving your that's who you're leaving your 2-month-old baby with, and you're at work. Your mind will not be at that work. You will constantly be calling him every day because you're thinking, hey God, is that girl okay? Has she fed the baby? You'll be calling her to remind her. You cannot give your best at work. So you're
Hmm.
just going to be losing both from both ends. You're losing the time you should have your baby, you're losing time at work because you're doing rubbish. So it's better to choose per time. And this is why coach always says there's nothing like balance, there's only essentialism.
Hmm.
What is essential per time? Focus on that. Right? What can you do now? These babies are important at this time. Focus. Your babies have grown a little.
Oh, glad to have you back. Well, it's unusual, anyways. So I don't know what
I
happened.
was so surprised. I was like, and I was going in. I'm
Yeah,
feeling like,
I was surprised as well. So what I did was I just had to quickly save that
say
first so that I
that.
don't lose that.
Yeah,
Yes. So thank you
I
for
love.
joining me. Thank you so much. I sincerely honor everyone. So we are talking about how to have a balance with our work life and then with
Yes,
parenting, with our parenthood. So
yes.
you can go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so I was saying then that there's a reason why people worry when they think about balance. Oh, how do I balance my work life, my parenting, my marriage, all of those things? I think you should just first of all throw the word balance out the window and
Mm-hmm.
just realize that balance is not the most important thing. The most important thing is to understand your
Priority.
season, know
Mm-hmm.
who you are right now, and know what is important to you. So I give the example of a woman who's just had twin babies and
Okay.
wants to go back to work. You cannot, ma'am. Sit down and look at the children. You can only go back to work if you have serious support. And by serious support, I mean really trusted hands, like your mother has moved in or your mother-in-law has moved in. You have, or an older nanny like that, someone that you trust, maybe has looked after all your other children, so you're sure that this person is
It's
safe and you can go to work with your mind at peace. You also have house help running around to help grandma. Okay, go and do this. So you are sure that everything is okay, then you can go to work. Otherwise, you find that your mind will not be there if you leave your child at home with one of these young nannies that they see nowadays, that maybe all these 16-year-old, 18-year-old, 20-year-old girls that
mm-hmm.
are pressing
They
phone
do
all
it
day.
anyhow. Mm-hmm.
They are pressing, we don't know whether they are looking at the child, so you'll be worried. and you will not be able to focus and give your best at work. So it's better you are in the place you need to be bedtime. So I also urge women to, as much as possible, understand where they're going. So even though you find that in this season you cannot get up and go because you have little children or you have so much to do and all of that, but know where you're going. So that each time you can take a step towards where you're going. Each time when there's a decision to be made, you can make that decision based on, will this take me where I'm going, or will it take me away from where I'm going? But if you have nowhere to go, you find that you just anywhere the left is. You're literally anywhere.
And you
That's
won't
how we say it in Nigeria.
actually, you're
Anywhere
not
the
anywhere.
left.
When you
And
think you are everywhere, you're not.
you're going
You're not doing
to be
anything.
running on the spot without making any
Progress.
progress. But
Yes.
if you had a direction, you know exactly where you're going. You would be able to say, okay, so this thing, somebody offers you to do something like, no, this is not going to lead me where I'm going. It's only going to take away time from the important things to me now, yet it's not going to lead me towards my goal. I might as well say no. So if you're at home, you have kids, you have so many things to do for your children, and somebody comes to you to ask to speak about something, you think about the topic. It doesn't have anything to do with your where you're going. It's just, and you're like, why should I do this? I'd rather spend the time watching my children. But if it's something that is in line with your plans, with your goals, with your vision, you're like, okay, this will give me exposure for this. I'll fit in the time.
Okay.
You see, this is how to balance. This is how to integrate your life with your work and every other thing that you're doing. You have to be conscious of what you're doing per time, making decisions based on where is this thing taking me to. I had a conversation with somebody who invited me for a speaking engagement. I looked them up and I gave them a question, and when the time they responded, I found that they, what they wanted me to talk about was everything that I was interested in. It was awesome for me. And even though it was going to be difficult for me to make it, I was immediately tuned in and started thinking, how can I make this work? Right? Because it was right up my alley and right in the direction where I wanted to be seen as. And I was going to take it. So I started to think, instead of thinking, please, I can't go there, it's too stressful. I started thinking, how can I make it work? Because I have where I'm going. If I didn't, and I just thought about it, this is stressful, I can't do it. No, the answer will be no, right? Meanwhile, so it's important to know where you're going, what season you're in per time, and what is essential at each time.
Essential.
So if you find that there's sometimes when, like in my family, there's sometimes when maybe one child is writing an external exam, all hands are on deck. Everybody, the focus is on this child. Like at that time, everybody's like, okay, so no more extra sports for you, no more extra this. We're focusing on you. We're giving you all the support that you need, spiritually, physically, coaching wise, whatever. Everybody's helping you out. We're removing you from chores. We're doing everything. Just focus and pass out your exam because all hands are on deck. That's what's important per time. So in the same way in your life, you have to think about what's important at this time. What is important at this time? Do you have a child that is going through stress that you need to focus on? Do you have a child that is not doing very well at school that you need to focus on? If you do have these issues, we have to remember that you should pack your impact matter first. Because your family is your first ministry. Your family is your first job. Is what God will first ask you about before all those other many souls that you're counting, that you're helping. So you have to make sure that you know what is important per time. My family is important. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do for them. And that is the way I would say that one can, in quote, balance. I don't like using the word balance. I'd rather say you can integrate your life. You can.
Prioritize.
Yes, I always talk about integration because all of the things that I do, I'm able to integrate them into my life. And people say, me, I'm at work in the morning, and by evening I'm on Instagram lives. I mean, I spoke to a guy the other day. He reached out to me to buy land. I told you I work in real estate,
Okay,
right? So as we were talking, he said to me that I saw something on your status yesterday. I don't know, tell me about it. And I immediately lit up. I started to talk to him about, what I was doing with the Women's Group Academy. And the guy just looked at me and said, oh, wow, I can see what you know what he said? He said, now I know what you're passionate about. He said, the way that you lit up when he started to talk about this, it was unbelievable. He was like, and I said, okay, sorry, sir, let's come back. About the land, let's buy the land. But he ended up sending his wife over to watch one of my lives, and then she was able to connect and we talked and everything. But he bought the land anyway because me, I know how to focus. He bought the
You
land.
have to buy.
He bought the land eventually, But I'm just saying that it's okay. Like now, my children are a bit older. My last one is 7. I have a 16, 14. So now I can have some liberties of time because I can sit down here now and be doing this. Because with an instruction, they can be doing what they need to do. I don't have a baby tugging at my leg. I don't have a baby that I need to breastfeed. I don't have, you do understand? I can be doing this. So if you're at home with a newborn baby and you're feeling, why can't I be doing what she's doing? Don't feel bad about it. Start where you are. Start with what you can. So you may not be able to come live because your babies will be in the way and they'll be jumping in and putting their heads. I mean, I had a time when my baby was always putting his head. Like he
I
would
still
put
have
his head
one.
and he would say, hi, my name is Yoma. And people would be like, oh, so cute. I'm like, get out.
Well,
he would do it in Zoom meetings. He would do it in Instagram. And I'm like, oh God, help me. Am I the only one with children? And so I started to, do these things when they were not around, when they've gone to school or when they're asleep or those kind of things. I mean, I started to walk around it. And these days now, I'm not fending off anybody. They just know. They just come, they look up and say, oh, mommy, you have a meeting. Yes, they walk away.
we
Oh,
know
mommy,
what
have a
to
meeting.
do.
Yes. They go and even tell the others, shh, don't talk, mommy.
What is meeting?
So, do you understand? So
Oh,
it's now understandable. I cannot do it easier. So in the times when it wasn't that easy to do, I was writing. That's what I was doing. I couldn't go on lives. I couldn't do videos because children were always in the house and always making noise. Always one person will be crying, one person will be shouting. There's always
how you
noise.
gonna do it? You
So
end up
I
shouting.
couldn't do anything. So I would just write, and I can write even over the noise. And so do what you can at time. Do not give up your dreams simply because you have little children, you have this or you have that. Women can do a lot of things. We've been blessed with the gift of multitasking. We've been blessed with the gift of being able to do and process many things at the same time. Like my husband will be looking at me and thinking, what is even going on in your head right now? Like you have no idea. I'm calculating what they will eat for what we'll take to school tomorrow as lunch. I'm already arranging their uniforms in my head, thinking, oh, do we have clean uniforms for this? Do we have this? Do we have that? I'm calculating, okay, the client I'm going to meet first thing tomorrow morning, what time I have to leave to be able to make it there. And he's just looking at TV and he's thinking, are you with me here? So I'm here. So we have the capability, we have the capacity to do multiple things at the same time and to process multiple things at the same time. Use it. Use it for your own good. That's why the woman is the heart of the house. She's the one is like the engine that is running everything. You're the one that you don't feel bad that you're the one that has to remember everything. Why do I have to remember everything? Madam, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
It's
Yes, it is.
a blessing. It's a gift that you're able to remember everything. It's a gift that they have you, right? And so once you're there, do it. Do what you need to do. What I have done, instead of feeling bad and feeling underappreciated, I have taught my children how to appreciate me. Oh God, I will send them notes. I said, write me back. Then they go.
Of
The first
course.
time I did that note
Needed.
thing, they went to school and I came back. I said, "Did you not see my notes?" I said, "Oh, thank you, mommy. It's so nice." I said, "So you nice, right?" Yeah, now write back. Write back. I want to feel it. On my birthday, I hounded everybody. I said, I want to feel love and I want people to write notes to me. My husband went out and bought them empty cards, plain, the cards with
Right.
plain inside. Each one by one. Everybody writes your mother. They wrote it. Oh. I
It's
will get
needed.
people to do
Yes,
it.
those words.
So I'm teaching them how to be appreciative, teach them how. So I don't get up one day and start feeling like, I'm just doing everything for everybody else. Nobody is appreciating.
Them
No
how
need to
to
cry, no need to
do it.
shout. Teach them.
Teach them.
In the same way
Don't
that I
ask you.
taught my husband. Yes, in the same way I taught my husband how to enjoy birthdays. He used to think, oh, this is such a fuss. Why are you fussing? Uncle is important to me, sir. He will join them.
Ooh,
So
thank
now
you.
it's joined it. So whatever you want to do, just teach the people around you. Don't be offended, don't be annoyed. They are coming from a different background. Your children, they're empty plates. Teach them. Your husband, well, his mother taught him differently. So teach him what you want. And he will also teach you what he wants. And you will sit down and formulate what
Them
is good for
together
you.
for your home.
That's what, instead of spending time vexing. My husband does not remember birthdays. Hello. I
Oh,
don't even wait for you to remember. I start to feel it.
I will
1 month to the
remember.
birthday, first singing. My birthday is July 7th. So, hey, welcome to June. Next month is my birthday. The man will say, Wahala, this birthday has come again. I will sing it.
Oh. Mm, mm,
I have no time to waste on getting
mm,
angry that he forgot. How can he forget when I'm here? You can't forget to.
mm.
I even help him to remember his own birthday. Like me now, his birthday is this month. I started singing. I said, "What are we doing? No, your birthday is coming. I will help you to remember. What am I here for? I'm a helper now. I'm just here.
Whoa, thank you so much. Yes, that's the key thing is we can't, if you think you're going to balance everything out, you might
Mm,
work yourself up.
yes.
Is prioritize, putting the ones that are essential per time. I have 2-year-old. So
Oh,
when I was fixing this life, I had to put in consideration when he will be taking nap. So
exactly.
whatever wants to come in before that time or that
Mhm.
time, and just this is about 3 o'clock here. I'm also the
Yes.
next pick the other ones in school. And
Yes.
beyond the time I have, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do
Plan
it.
yourself.
No is an English
Yeah.
word. And
Abs-
whatever you see me doing, I still have kids. The highest is the eldest is like 7, 8. So I
mhm.
know I can't. So when they are home, there's nothing I can do.
You
I just have to
just
focus on,
and focus on them.
yes,
Absolutely.
like what you said.
Absolutely.
I at times I feel like there's more to do. There's more I can do. Obviously, as women, there is more we can do.
There's always
We are blessed.
more.
We are blessed. We can multitask, like you said, but we
Mhm.
need to uh, have what is essential to us part time. Our first ministry is our home,
Absolutely.
and from what you said, I will keep emphasizing on that. We set the tone in the home. We
Absolutely.
set the tone. When you are everywhere, you're tensed. It's going to affect
Mm.
how you're going to relate with your children. It's going to
Mm.
affect. It's going to affect the way you see things. You get angry at things that you're not supposed to get angry at, and you see
Absolutely.
yourself having another argument rift with your
Mhm.
husband. We set the
Mhm.
tone now. So just you can't be everywhere at this time. So you have to understand your times, and then
Mhm.
do what is necessary at that time, and please put your family first. Women,
Absolutely.
we are born nurturers, so please nurture your children. And in
Mhm.
nurturing, you have your words, you speak life into them,
Mm.
you have your time. They need you to spend time with them. You know,
Absolutely.
whatever I do, I wake up early. Whatever video I want to
Yeah.
do, I did one 30 days video, 30 days on how to raise children to try what we need to do as great parents.
Wow.
If I can't do it before they wake up, maybe
Then
I'll
that's
have
it.
to late post.
That's it.
Because
It's not coming out
didn't
that day.
understand at times. One was telling me, "Mommy, you're pressing your phone off on these days." Okay, I had to sit him down to explain. I'm not just because when it comes to when you will be using your own phone, are we able to have control over it, and we already have an agreement over that.
Mm.
So please, parents, women, yes, today is for us, and we're celebrating International Women's Day tomorrow. We are more. We are. So don't see yourself. Don't in this world, like I said, it's intercontinental. We have you see friends, everyone, how there.
Mm.
That doesn't make
Mhm.
less of you. Please value yourself. See yourself as important, as blessed,
Absolutely.
having those ones you're raising in your care. So and let that motivate you to give your best to this journey.
Absolutely.
Like the acronym we have, you need wisdom as women. You
Mm.
need you need to have a positive mindset. That's optimism. You need
Mhm.
you need motivation. So let the love you have for your children motivate you to give your best to this journey.
Mhm.
Then we have the empathy. Please see things from
Yes.
your children's perspective. They are children. They will always be children. So
Mm.
rather than getting angry at what they are doing, sit back and look at, is this me? So it's
Mm.
either is your children are born as plain slates. They came here
Mm.
with nothing to frustrate you with. So whatever you're doing, whatever you see them do, it's
Mm.
just a card. Is this me? Is this my husband? Is this my is this my spouse?
Where did they?
So then you work on it.
My husband and I always tease each other and say, "Go to the bond dog." So anything they exhibit will be like, "Okay, so is it you?
Check
No, it's
yourself.
not me. It has to be you." We start laughing. I'm like, "Okay, so seriously." So that takes off the edge from everything, and we're not tense, and we're able to just say, "Okay, how can we help this child?" So we just use this as a joke when they say, "Ah, this child has had," they say, "This is not me. This is not me. It's you." I said, "Good, no, the bond dog." I said, "You can ask my mother. My mother is alive. See, my own mother is alive too." We start so
Yeah.
it
So
just takes the edge of everything. But the truth is that, I mean, even with my teenagers, I've noticed that when I'm offended and I'm upset about something they do, when I go back and think about it, the Holy Spirit just
yeah,
chastises me.
that's you.
He reminds me that, Madam, This
Now
was
you.
you. Like, I'm not understanding. Why is it pinching? Why are you very angry? Why are you hungry? Why are you hungry? This is
Mm-hmm.
you.
It's
You know,
you.
and also, I I'm also there was something that I spoke to my spiritual director about, and he said to me that before you get angry with your teenage daughters, you need to see them as Jesus sees them.
Mm,
I said, Reverend Father, I've come again. Father, this thing
mm,
you're saying is not easy. But I thought about it, and I have been meditating about it since the week started. See them as Jesus sees them. I know that me, I'm full of problems. I know that I always make mistakes. I know that my life is not straight. But
yes.
I experience the love of God daily. And I see that, even with my mistakes, he makes a way for me. And I just think this is what he's saying that we should do. This is what we're supposed to be doing as parents.
Mm,
This is absolutely how we are supposed to be seeing these children. With all their mistakes, all their skunks in
good.
quotes, see
Mm,
them as Jesus sees them, as people worthy of love, as people, and extend grace to them. That okay, they are children. It's a little foolishness. Is this
I,
prefrontal cortex
mhm.
that is not yet fully formed? Is that's what's causing all these things, right? So just allow them. Hi, Bukola. So these are the things, and so we have to extend grace to them, understand it, and that speaks to the empathy that you already spoke about, right? So extend grace to them, understand where they're coming from, and help them,
Help.
and
Yes.
help
Let
them,
the goal
because that's
to
our
help.
job as parents, to help them, to guide them,
Mm-hmm.
to and I notice how the parenting role changes as the children grow older.
Mm,
The smaller ones you're doing for them. Mom is here to brush your teeth, mom is here to bath you,
mm,
feed you, and all of that. As they grow older, you're there to remind them, brush your teeth, okay, eat your food, go and wash your plate, put on your socks, tie your shoes that
the
way.
role changes.
as they, as they now grow older again, you now start to mentor them, coach them, influence them. Now, by the way you live your life. Today, my children and I were constantly at war. We always fighting. When we fight with makeup. When we fight with makeup.
Mm,
Today, I went to meet her at school and I saw her tutor. They have this sort of mentoring system in school where they assign each child to a tutor. And the tutor said to me, "Oh, there's a lady I want you to meet. She came from Harvard. She's talking about you. Your daughter sold you to her." I said, "My daughter, which one?" The one that we just finished fighting yesterday. How?
mm,
I met the lady. She's like, "Your daughter told me so much about you. She said you do this, you do this, you do that." I was like, my daughter. I
mm.
said, wow. And I started to laugh because I realized that she had to be proud of me to be able to talk about me to a total stranger. And that is the way you can influence
True.
them by living a life that can proud. Coach says this all the time. Yeah, you will be saying, I want my child to make me proud. Are you making your
Proud.
child proud?
Yes.
Once I step into their school like that, the children are always coming around me. Oh, Fedros mommy. Oh, SMS mommy. Oh, please. And somebody wants to talk to me. Oh, I have this conversation. Please, can I talk to you? Can I see you about it? And I'm thinking, you make it me. What do I really know? Like, why are they,
Mm,
but and the children are very happy. My children, my second daughter especially. Oh my God, her friends are like they sight me from afar. They are jumping, they are diving, they are saying, "Ma, do you remember my name? Do you remember my name?" And if I remember the name, like, oh.
oh, God.
These
Mm-hmm.
are 13, 14-year olds, and they just go and on and on. And my daughter will just be smiling in her own corner, like,
Mm,
that's my
that,
mom.
mm,
And that's the way you can influence them. That's
mm,
the way you can help them. That's the way you can say to them, okay, this is how I got to where I am today. I was this, that. You have to do better. You have to, give yourself discipline. They see me disciplining myself. They see me when I say I will not eat something because I'm trying to get a certain. They see me as I do that. They see when I say I will wake up at a certain time because I have to do something. They see me do that. So they see me discipline myself. And so when I ask them to discipline themselves when they have exams, they know I'm not asking for what I cannot do. And I
mm,
tell you to take off TV from your distance, they know that it's not what I cannot do. I will not ask you to do what I cannot do. I will try it myself. And once I've conquered it, more, we are all doing it too. We are all doing it. Let's go.
yeah.
And that's the way to actually influence them at that age. That's the way to influence them at that age. Because I find out that they look at you like, you can't tell me anything.
At
But so
that
we're
ages.
not going to be telling, we're not instructing anymore. We're just, dropping the thing, you know. And like coach says, is connect to correct. When we connect, we can influence. When we connect, we can influence. When we connect, we can influence. That's just.
Thank you so much for your time. Yes, it was an amazing conversation as usual. Thank you so much. So like today we've talked about so much, so please do well to catch replay if you're just joining us, and thank you everyone that has joined. So please, if you have any question, you can drop any comments. If you have any question, we've talked about so much, so please do well to catch replay. Remember, we can't, like she said, we can't force things. Understand where you are per time. Help your children. The goal is to help the children, not to, you don't force things. When you force, they will spit it out, they will rebel. So the goal is not just to push things on them, is to influence them, model what you see. And as mothers, we are great influencers in the home. We set the tones in the home. So when you want your home to be happy, to be full of joy, you want everyone to cooperate, you will set the tone. You want everyone to keep cooperating, or you want everyone to be tensed, you will set the mother. So we have a lot to do. And when it comes to you trying to balance out your careers with your parenting, like guest explained, we need to prioritize, understand where you are on your journey. There is no competition out there. There might be competition out there, but for you, there's competition anyway. So your time is time, and God knows. Something happened some days ago, and I was I was telling myself, God, I know what you're telling me to do, but this at this time that I have these children. Of course, it's not I will do what I can do. And at times when I feel so stressed, my husband will tell me, you're doing a great job. Like you're doing, so you don't have to compete with anyone. That at this point that you're in, please appreciate yourself. And that's what
Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Sometimes you make mistakes and we're like, oh, you're so dumb. How do you make that kind of mistake? Hello. If it was somebody working with you that made the mistake, you would be able to forgive the person. Why can't you forgive yourself?
Please.
Give yourself grace. Maybe you were tired that day. Maybe you overlooked it. Maybe you were distracted. Maybe there was a child that was ill and you were thinking about the child, or you were thinking about what to eat, or you're thinking about how to make ends meet because the naira is turning on its own. Maybe something was getting your attention and you made a mistake. So what? Give yourself grace and keep it going. Jesus himself fell 3 times on the way to Calvary. 3 times. But 3 times he picked himself up again. So every time that you fall, every time you make a mistake, pick yourself up again. Parenting is not a game. It's not a walk in the park. You will make mistakes. Guaranteed that you'll make mistakes, even with all the knowledge in the world. So yes, seek knowledge. It's very important to seek knowledge. But when you seek knowledge, you must implement knowledge. Because many of us read books, we do courses, we do everything. But oh yeah, now come and do the thing. You will not do it. If you don't implement, you've done nothing. So get knowledge, implement the knowledge, and believe you will still make mistakes. But guess what? Your mistakes are fewer and further between than if you did not have knowledge. So if you had all your knowledge and you've implemented it and you still make mistakes, forgive yourself. If your children make mistakes, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Extend grace to yourself and know that God loves you even in the mistakes. God loves you and he's creating a tapestry of beauty even from those mistakes. I always like to tell the story about my car when my car was stolen. My car was stolen.
Whoa.
And my driver, a driver that used to go and pick children. He was picking children from school. He would drop them at home with my nanny and then he would come and pick me. The guy dropped children that day and he went away with the car. Stole it.
Whoa.
When I went to the police station, they asked me if I had
details?
If I had his details. I checked, we did not have it. For the first time, we had not confirmed the guarantors as the agent gave us. I didn't have it. Number 2, I did not have comprehensive insurance. I had a third-party insurance. Number 3, I had left my original car papers in the car.
Whoa.
Sisters, I made all the mistakes in the book. I made, as in by the time I said that one, the police were like, madam, how can we help you now? Okay, and then I did not have a car tracker. They asked me if I had a car tracker. I did not have a car tracker. So at this point, they were like, how do we want to help you now? I had made all.
God, he dropped the children.
was all I was saying. That was all I
Thank
was saying.
God.
I was like, thank God you dropped the
Yeah.
children.
Mhm.
I didn't even think about the car again. I was just like, thank God my 4
Yeah.
children. Ha! Where would I
Ah,
have started from?
oh,
So I
no.
was like, thank God you dropped the children. But I say this to say that even in my mistakes, God made a way. Guess what? You know that normally if you're putting photocopies in your car, people normally just put the vehicle license and maybe insurance, one or two other things. Because I had my complete papers in there, there was one of the papers that had our phone number, my husband's phone number on it. And the people he wanted to sell the car to, they got the papers and they saw his phone number and they called him to confirm that he was selling this car.
Whoa.
And that's how my car came back in 3 flats.
Whoa. Whoa.
God used even my mistake to make a way for me.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you make mistakes, it is all working together for your good. You know why?
Yeah.
Because God loves you.
He does.
He loves you beyond anything you can ever think or imagine. He loves you crazy.
Mm.
So you will make mistake, oh.
We
You will
will.
make mistake
Even with
in different
knowledge.
ways.
So
Ah, yeah,
just
yeah.
brace
I
up
make
and
mistake every day.
correct
But guess
yourself.
what? Get up, carry yourself and say, well, God loves me. I know that this is working together for my good. And just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. I hope I've been able to bless somebody
God bless
today. I've not seen any
you.
question. I didn't see question.
Yes, we haven't seen any question. We are
If you don't
women, so
have questions, so if you have understood our teaching, if you're catching the replay, let us know. If you have questions and you're catching the replay, you can type it in
on
the
the
comment
comment
and
section.
we'll be coming back to review and we'll be able
Review,
to
yeah.
answer it.
So your last word for us, women in parenthood.
My
We are celebrating International Women's Day tomorrow. Yes, I'm so proud to be a
I'm
woman.
so excited. It is my number one happy. As in, I tell my husband that my next life I'll be a woman again. He said, "Get out.
Mm.
You want to be taking care of me."
Yeah, the
But
great thing.
seriously speaking, my final word is, women, let's be there for each other.
Mm.
Let's be there for each other. I remember that, and you know, when I was talking about knowing your seasons, there was a time when I was a housewife. I used to be at home. I have had the housewife time in my own lifetime. In
I'm
that
there
time,
now.
yes, in that time when I was a housewife,
Mm.
I had two women who
Mm.
were full-time workers, who were working in Ikeja. I live in Lekki in Lagos. Ikeja is the airport area, and Lekki is like, the island.
Father. Mm-hmm.
Our children were schooling in the same school. And because they couldn't get back every time in time to pick their children, I was picking these two women's children. One had one child in my child's school, the other one had two children in my children's school. I would carry my car, my 7-seater, I would open all the seats and pack all the children. 3 extra children on my own 4. They would pack themselves together, keep their bags in one place, and I was carrying the children every day. I don't know whether it was 2 years or I don't know how many years. I was carrying children every day, no charges. I'll
Mm.
carry them. Some of them, there's even one of them I'll drop at home. The other one I'll drop. They'll stay in my house until the mother comes back
To
and
pick.
picks them up.
Mm.
That time, I was doing what I could. Guess what? Today I'm working, and it was the time when my car was stolen and I was traumatized
Then,
with drivers. My son was picked up by a friend in school. She picked him up every day and took him to her house. And on my way, her house was on my way from work. And I'll just swing by and pick him up. When I would thank her, I would send her a hamper. I would pray for her. She looked at me and said, What's all this? Why are you embarrassing me? And then I remembered that I had sowed the
mm-hmm.
seed sometime ahead. So women help each other.
Please.
If you see a woman around you who is stressed out, she doesn't have help, or she's having too many or she has little babies, offer to help in whatever way you can. If I'm traveling, I see a woman carrying a baby and plenty load, I will help her with something. Look out, there's always somewhere, somebody you can help. And because you've walked those shoes, you know better how to help.
How to help.
So that's my last word for today. As we are thinking and celebrating ourselves as women, the world will be better if we help each other.
Mm.
Help a woman today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, when you said when you've walked a shoe, you'll be able to empathize with those that are currently walking your shoe. You know, when I started this journey of parenting,
Mm.
I was, of course, I will definitely eat the first child. I was trying to do the same thing with my second child, but he was he was
That,
the one that pushed me out to
that was
parenting.
ready for you.
So he pushed me out to learn parenting. So when I see mothers or parents doing the same mistake, and I know what it is, and I will tell them I've passed through the same stage. Like I have a mother sharing with me that as early as a child, even not up to one, the child, maybe a strong-willed child, he's always crying. She's always crying, throwing tantrums, and she's got to discover that she was pregnant. So all the emotions were just out there. That she had to. There was a time she gave the baby a dirty slap.
Oh my God.
Of course, I can't just. Of course, I couldn't judge because I knew I didn't do all
Yeah, been
that
there.
before. I've been there. I know when a child is crying, how we are coming from a lot, so
You know,
we just
so,
need to heal and help the next generation. So
yeah.
God bless you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Let's support
having me.
one another. So I would say this is my first okay, maybe because I of the mentorship program, so like I'm celebrating tomorrow in a big way.
Yes, so this is our
Celebrating the
program.
woman I've become and many more years.
Yeah.
So I celebrate everyone in here. Women, you are amazing. You're made for more. There's more to just being raising children. And don't forget, even if you're raising children, you're raising and nurturing the next generation. If we all decide to put in our best, we'll see the next generation thrive and blooming and excelling in what you're doing. So please,
Absolutely.
the word of encouragement to us as mothers. We set the tone in our home. When you want your child to cooperate, you don't shame them, you don't criticize them, you help them. So let's see that as let's see things from our children's perspective and help. And as women, let's support one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need support. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and thank you all mothers in here, all women in here. God bless you and keep you. And yes, we have parenting o'clock every Thursday, uh 8 p.m. West African time, then 2 p.m. Eastern time. For now.